Welcome to my live talk. I am Edmar Mac. This live talk is all about exploring leadership and entrepreneurship mindset. So today I am speaking with Chrissy. Chrissy, how are you today?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. I'm always good, and I'm good to be talking to you. Um, Chris is property investor and she is mom, which is good. And today we will be talking about her property investment journey. But before that, I always want to make sure we know a little bit more about Chris. So, Chris, welcome to my live talk, and thanks for being part of my live talk. And I hope your experience will help us to get to know you a little bit more. So, before we jump into property investment, I heard you have a very interesting life experience, and I believe you are true definition of what we should learn, and we should never allow our past to control our future. And your life experience help us to challenge ourselves and see life in different perspective and the direction. So, Chris, how do you define success for yourself?
For me, the way I would define success is living my true purpose and having a positive impact on having a positive impact on lives, of by uplifting other people, then inspiring people. So it's about me defining living my true purpose. Why am I on this earth? What the reason why I'm still here? Why am I still alive? So it's just knowing what my purpose is on this earth, and obviously being able to help others and impact in a lot of life.
Okay. Well, thanks for your answer and the way you see it. So all of us, we have things in life which is very important for us. For me, is a family relation with God, business, all of that. For you, can you share with me two things that is important in life for you?
For me, the most two important things in life, one of them will be my daughter, um, and also the other thing for me is obviously fulfilling the things that I want to achieve in life, my goals and dreams, and just getting to that place that I would like to be in 5 years' time. So my daughter is one of them. She's one of my major reasons that I'm actually doing the things that I'm doing.
Okay. And one thing we have in common is that both of us we came from Africa, yes.
Yeah.
But I heard about your life experience. I don't know if you don't mind sharing with us. So I heard that you experienced being in the war field. Can you share with me how was that?
Yeah. This is many years ago. I can remember quite a lot of my experience being in the Liberian War. I was actually in this war at the age of 5. When the war took place. It wasn't a good experience. It's just seeing the amount of people that died, and it wasn't like a specific age. It was all ages, so it wasn't a 5 year or 3 year would be not killed. It was just seeing all the people that died in front of me. All I was so hoping for was life. Was just hoping that I would live to see the next day, or obviously save them live to see the next meaning. It wasn't actually what I was going through of the distraction that was around me. I was just hoping to live because people were getting killed, babies, children. There was a lot of dead body on the road. It was horrible. And I was really young, and just knowing you don't know if you're going to live to see the next day, or if you're going to be alive within the next minute or the next seconds. A lot of my family got killed, like cousins and so I choose we're in a war for like a few years. There wasn't food to eat. We had to just live by what we had. We went through drinking dirty water, so it's you had no choice. You just have to take whatever that comes, like, you know. So there was time that we just had to drink water from the floor because there wasn't any clean water. My mom passed away when I was 3 plus, so she's, I think it was 2 years after she died. The war came up. My dad brought us up, so it was just a single dad and bringing up 4 children, and he went through the whole thing, just trying to make sure we're okay. But during the time that we're in the war, we lost. Not like my dad went missing, so we just accepted it that he was dead. We wasn't sure where he was. I had my brother and my 2 sisters. They sort of took us like just from one place to the other, just trying to survive. Just traveling from one place, and it happened that we actually end up at my uncle's house that we're living. But
So
during this time,
Chris. Chris, 1 second. Let me just understand this. So your mom passed away when you were 2 plus, almost three, and after that, yes, after that, your dad somehow disappeared, and you thought he was. So what age were you?
I was probably about 5, 6.
And so who looked after you were your siblings? So they older than you?
Yeah, they were older. I'm the last.
Okay, okay. Then you arrived at your uncle's house. So what happened?
We stayed there. He was in the army at the time, and what happened? They needs to send them to go and fight. But during this time that he would go out to fight, we were left in the house on our own. Come around 1 a.m., 2 a.m. in the morning, there will be a plane coming to bomb, and it doesn't matter where you are, they could bomb wherever. And this went on for many months. So every night at 1 a.m., 2 a.m., we were expecting to see a plane coming. And when we hear the sound of the plane, that means there was going to be a bomb, and they were just bombing people's houses. People were dying. When you wake up in the morning, all you could see was fire, like, so all over. Houses were on fire. People got killed. But funny enough, the day we left that house, that's when my uncle's house got bombed.
Wow,
So
that is wow. That is when I look myself, I remember being in maybe my 7 years old. I had a different experience, like comparing to what you had, because all of us we have our own experience. But when you look back right now, how do you feel that that has affected you in any way?
um, I think many years ago it did. It affected me a lot, but I think now I'm actually strong. I don't know if you've heard this. What doesn't kill you will make you stronger. And I think doing all the trials and challenges that I've actually gone through has brought me this far. So I think whatever I posted one saying I am free because I'm not afraid. Everything I'm afraid of has happened to me already, and that is so true. Anything you could think about, being bullied as a child, being dyslexia. So it's just now I can properly, I wouldn't say it's affecting me, if that makes sense. I'm actually really, I've come to realize how strong I am because what I've been through, not a lot of people will be able to cope or be able to survive, like just mentally going through challenges in life. I'm just using whatever I've been through. I just believe maybe I was meant to go through it, and I wouldn't allow that to affect me or stop me from where I want to get to.
Okay, okay, okay. Wow, that is fantastic experience. I mean, it is fantastic because you learn from it and you come out of it stronger. And I feel that you should write a book about all of that. So if you have to write a book, when are we expecting the book?
I'm looking, so between a year, it depends how quick me and the writer. I've got someone that is gonna write my book. I'm actually friends with her, and she's a writer. I told her a little bit about my story, and she's actually interested in it. So we're gonna work towards that towards the next year or so to get my book published. but I want to share my story with a lot of people, just to help people that are going through challenges in life, people that just can't cope when they face certain challenges, and just want to give up or want to commit suicide. It's just knowing that there is hope. No matter what you go through in life, it's just temporary. It's not permanent. Whatever we go through hasn't come to stay. It's just you're just going through a certain period in your stage where those challenges that you're going through, you are going to overcome it. It's just staying strong and just focusing on where you want to be in life.
Okay. Wow, yes. So now we know a little bit about you. We know that you are strong because what didn't kill you made you a strong. Now you have your daughter, you have your family, and you're ready to make a move, which is very good. So talking about the move, why property? What made you move into property?
For a very young age, I always knew I wanted to become successful. But this was way back in Africa. I wasn't sure how, because I did not have what other people had growing up. My life wasn't the best, to be honest. So I always knew that I wanted to become successful, and I would always say to myself at a young age, one day I will be very successful. And just coming when I came down to the UK, this was 19 years ago or so. 10 years after, I started thinking of going into property, but I wasn't sure how. Going back to not having a good education, and also everything you could think of someone that hasn't got they haven't got the keys that they need to start a property journey. If I knew what I knew maybe 5 years ago, because you don't really need to have a good qualification, or you don't really need to be educated. It's good to be educated, but once you're surrounded by the right people, having the right mentors, connecting with people that are way above you, people that are where you want to be, and this is what I'm doing, just connecting with those people that can help me get to where I want to be. So she's I want to go into properties because I've called my daughter, and she's one of the reason. And also I think, like, through my experience in life, I've always said, it got to a stage I said to myself I needed a breakthrough, because it was almost like I was so expecting what next would I go through. So it was from losing my mom, going through the war, staying with family. When we went to Nigeria, I was almost like looking after myself, because my dad had to go and work, and there was no one to look after me. It's not like where you get a childminder. People can't afford that over there if you haven't got the money. So I was being left at home at the age of a very young age. My dad had to go and work. So I did not really have that breakthrough. It was one challenge to the other, just going from one problem to another problem. And when I came to the UK, I came to a point where I said, I need a breakthrough. I need to break free. And that's when I started thinking deep. And I just thought property would be the only way out. But how do I start? I haven't got the money. I haven't got the knowledge. I haven't got any education that I can use. And it was just, I think it was last year, I started talking to a friend, and the advice she gave me, she said, you know what, you don't really need money. You don't need a lot of money, and you don't really need a degree or master to get into property. Why don't you join a property group and start connecting with people that are doing what you want to do? And that's how I found myself. Obviously, joined Progressive Properties, and also I started connecting with a lot of property investors online, and just commenting on their posts and just building relationship.
Okay. Yeah, so that's a good move. Most of us we have this kind of mindset that to do something in life we have to be on top of the ladder. But I believe we, as you did, we start small, then we grow. some of us, we are lucky. Some of us lucky come from a family that family can inject a massive amount of cash on us, but not all of us is that lucky to have someone to invest on us. So we have to maybe start from where you're starting, and starting with knowledge, because we know knowledge is the key. And if you use knowledge, then it will be better, because you might start a business, but if you don't have knowledge, then you might have killing business. So you're doing great. You learning, then connecting, and I also heard that your network is your net worth. So the people you connecting with, they will help you to get where you want to be. And I believe from where you come from to where you are, the star is not, even the sky is not going to hold you. I can see that you're going to do very well. So I understand what strategy you choosing to start in your investment with.
Is I'm doing rent to rent.
So is it why rent to rent?
Because of my current circumstances, I'm currently in a housing association. I need to be in this property 3 years for me to be able to buy it. I did want it to go into buy to let, but when I spoke to my housing officer, what she advised, she said, we've been here just coming up to a year. She said to me, just stay in the property for 3 years and put your application through to purchase the properties where you are. Once you own a property, you will be able to go ahead and buy other properties. So I've just sort of gone through the looking at other different strategy in terms of what will work for me. I believe at the moment rent to rent is the best option for me to be able to get that cash flow and sort of save up some money. And once I buy this place, my long-term goal is to start buying properties. I want to invest into a lot of properties and just creating wealth.
Okay. Yes, rent is a proven model that help a lot of people to build, and you don't have to have a massive amount of cash to start. You just need knowledge and some amount. So when you're doing rent to rent, are you looking to go for self accommodation or HMO?
No, I'm going to be doing HMO, rent to rent HMO.
Is there any reason why you prefer HMO instead of self accommodation?
Because I've done my research. For me, I found out that the rent to rent HMO will service accommodation will probably work, but I just decided to go with rent to rent. It's sort of similar strategy, just set up in a different way. But yeah, for me, the rent to rent, and also I was looking at areas that I could do my rent to rent. And I found a really good location, which is in Kettering, not far from, probably about 40-minute drive from where I am. Rent to rent will work really well in the areas I've been looking at, and I just think at this present moment, I just think rent to rent HMO will be best for me. I'm thinking of service accommodation, but I just want to focus on one thing, which is the rent to rent HMO, instead of me doing too many things and being distracted. Is if I can focus and just become good at what I am doing now, and then move on to the next thing.
So one of the issues you just said is like many people face when they started into property is having cash to inject. For example, for deposit in this time, you need cash for your rent to secure the deal. So I'm sure you heard about a JV venture, a joint venture partnership. So what if anyone watching video or anyone meet you outside there and that they wants to maybe help you to finance your deal and starting your business property journey? What are you doing to get ready when the joint venture comes so you can be ready to join with them?
What I've recently started doing is building relationship, just connecting with a lot of like-minded, and also people I want to JV as well. Just building a relationship. I've actually got 2 people that are willing to JV with me, so I'm just working with them and just building that relationship with them.
Okay. That's very good. That's very good. You already have two people on board. They are willing to help you in your journey because everything in life we needed someone to give us a hand. Once we do the first one, then it will be easier for us to break the second, the third one, and continue moving. So another thing that I also want to ask you is that your personal brand counts a lot. So the way you represent yourself, especially on social media. So do you have any representation on social media?
At the moment, I'm choose currently doing all the my mentoring, training, the mentoring training. So I'm literally showing what I'm doing, and we're practicing our areas, calling agent, and she's looking at the different properties on Rightmove. So that's the action I'm taking at the moment. She's practicing out of my areas, looking at my gold mine areas, and also practicing the numbers. Just making sure the numbers work when I've got a deal that I'm not going to lose, but gain profit for my rent-to-rent property business.
Mhm. Okay. Yeah, we have an issue with connection. It's, but yes, you're back. Okay. And as I also understand that you said you have a sorry, how do you call it? You are
Dyslexia.
facing dyslexia, and so how is that
Yeah.
affecting you in your day-to-day business, dealing with your joint venture and the people around the business?
To be honest, I could not read or write growing up, and I was being bullied because of that. Back in Africa, things like this doesn't get spotted. It's not like, yeah, when you're young age at school, the teacher will spot it, or there will be things that will be done about it. In Africa, they just sort of think you'll be laid back. I was different growing up. I wasn't up to like the way other kids were. I hated school. I hated learning because it just wasn't for me. I struggled a lot growing up. I could not read. I could not write. Before, it's not something that I would come on Facebook and talk about. But now I feel confident sharing my story because I think this can actually help someone. Um, yeah, just growing up, I wasn't being accepted. I was being labeled as someone that was useless, to be honest. People told me, including family, that I would never become anything in life. And when I did say to my family I wanted to start my business, what the advice they gave me was, don't go into business because you haven't got a you can do it because you're just not able. And I was told I will fail. At one point that really affected me because words are powerful. What you say to someone can actually drain into the head. Growing up, I took that I wasn't meant to become successful because of what people told me, not just family, including friends. um, I started learning how to read and write in my late teens, and this was doing not by school, not by me going to school, but by me learning on a computer. I'm still struggling now. Am I perfect now? No, absolutely not. But I wouldn't let my disability stop me from getting where I need to get to. Um, Most time when I write something, I will always go back to a friend and just ask him, can you just read through this? Can you tell me if it sounds okay to post? I'm not being ashamed of saying it. If I need help, I will ask for help because I know I've got something that I have to live with, that I just need to walk around it. And obviously, the people that understand and will accept me for who I am, they will be willing to help me. And those that don't, a lot of people don't understand. If you haven't, people that have got dyslexia will understand or can relate to what I'm saying. Your learning is a bit slower than someone else. What you will learn within an hour, it will take me about a week to learn. My brain cannot just focus. My brain cannot function. So I've struggled growing up, really, just learning how to read and write. Spellings and exam wasn't my favorite thing at school. Every exam I failed because I just wasn't able of doing taking an exam and passing that exam. It's when I came to the UK that I started doing a lot of research because people told me what I was being told as a child. I was being told that you were too slow, you just don't want to learn. And I was being given all these different names, and that affected me for many years. But when I came to the UK, I started doing research, just speaking to like professionals, and that's when I got to find out what exactly what I was going through and what I had to deal with. And I knew it's not something that's got a cure. You could not cure it. You could just sort of try and look for ways to manage it, and that's what I'm doing now. And it's still affecting me, but I believe wherever you want to be in life, you wouldn't allow your challenges or your disability to hold you back. There are people that can help you, and that's what I'm working towards. She's working with people that can help me get to. It's going to be hard, and there is no doubt about it, but I just have to keep pushing, and I just have to keep going and not giving up, and just know, I will get, with the help of with working with the right people, I will get to where I need to get to in life.
Yes, that's a very good mindset you having, and we have Leisure said, "What amazing story! Thanks for sharing with us, Chris, and excited to see the rest of your journey." Yeah, so you can see, like you have someone already, they look up to you, waiting for you to show up, to shine. Because I believe there's many people out there they experience a lot of issue you just experience, and they might go down, but you're not letting your past or your present this circumstance stop you to get into where you are. And another thing I like about what you said, you connected with people that is helping you to read, to write, to analyze the deal. Because I personally, I believe that God placed people in our life for a reason and for a time. And right now, there's a people in your life that the time is to help. The reason is to help you to read. So you will see that every time God will send someone to help you. I'm just talking about God because I believe in God, and you might not believe in God, or someone out there might not believe in God. But there's always people in our lives to help us. So if you have an issue or any challenge in life, please connect with some people, because there are people out there that can help you, and I'm so happy that there's a people there extend like giving hand to help you. So now you have all these, you have people, you have connection, you have network, you're doing well, continue moving, don't stop, because if you stop, you will never find the end of line, and the end line for you is success. So my question is, now we have a COVID-19, then how is this COVID and all this pandemic affecting in your investment journey?
It has sort of slowed me back a bit, because when I started taking action 5 months ago, this was just before we went into lockdown. At the time that I got registered onto our rent-to-rent training, 2 weeks after we went into lockdown, what I was doing mainly was she's connecting on Facebook, and she's reading. I don't read, actually. I listen to audios. I was listening to a lot of audios, speaking and connecting to like-minded people that have been doing it for a long time, and I was just learning from them. But I've just gone back the last 2 months, 2 months or about a month since we came out of lockdown. I'm now taking action, and just I'm on Justin Whitmer's program, Rent to Rent program, which I found very helpful, and I've been learning a lot here. So I'm just working towards getting my first deal. But yeah, the COVID-19 has sort of slowed things back a bit, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. It's not just you. Everyone is having the same issue. COVID-19 is affecting everyone. So if you just join us, we're talking to Chrissy. She is from Liberia, but she lives in the UK and is starting a new life, and not allowing her past to control the present and define the future. So you can do the same thing. You can learn with Chris. That's no matter where you came from. Doesn't matter what happened to you in the past. You still have the present, and that you can reshape and build your future. So COVID-19 has slowed everything down for everyone, but in another side, it is giving us a lot of opportunity to explore social media, to build a lot of connection online. So another question I was going to Another question I was going to ask you is that, based in your experience, when you look back and look now, what are few lessons you took with yourself that keep pushing you?
I think one of the biggest lessons I've learned is connecting with the right people. Because if you're connected to the wrong people, your journey will be a bit longer. Just connecting to the right people, and these are people that can help you get to where you need to get to. And also focusing is it's very important to focus on where you want to go. I'll usually watch Doc James PMA, Star PMA, which has been very helpful. He's one of my biggest inspiration. I usually come on his life, and one of the things he's taught us is to focus, we should help, and focus in what I'm doing. Just focusing on where you want to be in the next 1 year, where you want to be in the next 5 years. Because I had a goal and a dream. My vision is quite big, but how do you achieve that goals? If you're not careful, when you've got a big goal in front of you, you need to take little steps. By you taking little steps and having a goal written down, it will help you to achieve that big goal. But when you haven't got a goal written, like the little step that you're going to take, for example, my little step is me, taking action in my rent-to-rent, finding rent-to-rent deals, finding JV partner, raising investors partner, getting the deals that I want to get, building a cash flow, leaving my job in the next 6 months, and then going on to getting more deals. So it's just having that goal, that step that you're going to take. Because to get to if you're climbing a step, to get higher, you have to climb at a very lower bottom. And that's what I'm doing, just taking that little step, focusing on my rent-to-rent HMO, and not focusing at the moment where I want to be in 5 years' time. And those little goals will get me to where I need to be in 5 years' time.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's a very good approach. That's how it should be, because whatever you see, it started from zero, then it built up to everything they are. So another thing I want to ask you, there is too many distraction when we come to focus to our goal, and naturally we have a tendency to go towards distraction. So how do you deal with distraction? For example, you want to invest in property, then maybe people tell you something that, or maybe your past, or something you don't understand. So how do you deal with distraction?
One thing I've come to notice with distraction is cutting out a lot of distractions. So people that are very distracting in your life, is better to spend less time with them or cut them out. So like negative people, especially the ones that don't believe in you, is spend less time with them. You can still hang out with them, but spend less time, because the more time you spend with them, they will drain you with a lot of negative energy. Meaning I'm focusing on positive energy, just being around the right people, and not allowing any distraction to stop me. If I've been through the things that I've been through, and those things hasn't actually stopped me, those were the big challenges that I faced, which was the Liberian War that I went through and losing my mom. If that hasn't actually stopped me from getting to this stage where I am, I don't think the little distraction, I call them little distraction because they're nothing compared to what I've been through when I was 5 or when I was 10. So it's just being able to not focus and entertain negative energy. Always
Hello, Chris. Maybe the connection, we have a technical issue. So, but we are talking with Chrissy, sorry. Chrissy has a special and amazing journey, having been in war field, very young, losing mom, growing up, experienced a lot of bullying, but she had a dream and she had a vision to make a difference in herself and probably help her family. So she's not allowing whatever around her or whatever left behind is structured for the future. So today we're talking to Chris. Chris is sharing with us. I hope I think Chris is back. Yes, Chris, you're back. Yes, we're having technical issue. Yes, so you were talking about not allowing a small distraction to move you or to stop you to reach where you want to be in life. So you can continue.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's
Okay.
the people you connect with is very important.
Okay. So we are about to reach the end of our interview. It's been amazing talking to you, learning a lot of things from you, because most of us, we have everything in life. We grow in a family that we don't experience what you experience, but we continue complaining, crying about every little thing. So when I heard about you, what you went through, and that you're still standing and still doing well, then I look myself and I say, if I don't do well, then I own something to myself. So it is good to hear from you, and it's good to see that you continue moving. Now, when you look at yourself and then you look at the market, what advice do you have to give to anyone starting anything special, starting in property investment? So we still have a technical issue again. So let's see if we can get back to Chrissy. Hello, Chrissy. Can you hear me? Yeah, so we still having a technical issue, but it was great experience we had with Chrissy sharing her experience. We could not reach the end of the interview with Chrissy because technical issue, but I'm sure that we will bring Chrissy back one day so she can continue sharing with us her life experience and see how much move she made. I believe she's back. Let me just see. Chrissy, are you back?
Yes, I'm here. I can see you.
Okay. Yes. So yes, I was asking you. So what advice do you have for anyone starting into property? Sorry?
No, I can see you properly. The line was just breaking up. I can hear you now.
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear me, Ed?
No, now I can hear you, but I couldn't hear you before. So what we will do? We will bring Chris back maybe today, later, or tomorrow, so we can continue and see what advice she has to give us in terms of property investment and how to fight and challenge all the labor and the what people add to you. Well, it was good having you with me watching. So thanks for your time. We will be back on Sunday with interview in Portuguese, where we will be exploring another life experience for entrepreneurship and the leadership side. Continue watching us, continue supporting this page. Our job is to share the mission of changing the world with entrepreneurship and the leadership mindset. Thanks for your time, and see you Sunday.